take your big toes together, take your knees wide. If it is bothersome to your low back, slide a block right in between your legs there and sit back. And if this is bothersome, lift your head. You can slide a block underneath your head for extra support so it doesn't hurt your back. And then start to slow down your breath. Take deep inhales and deep exhales. Draw awareness to your breath first so that you can control it and keep it slow. You just mentally scan your body from head to toe. Noticing any areas where you feel tight or where the breath maybe gets stuck. And then you're going to be a little bit more gentle with that area. And then as you start to breathe, start to create a slight constriction in the back of your throat. It's as if you're fogging up a mirror, but your mouth is closed. It's called Ujjayi breath. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it and just keep the breath nice and controlled, nice and open. Just a couple more breaths. If at any point in the practice you feel pain in your body, take a break. Stop. Don't do that pose or modify. It's the difference between sensation and pain. Sometimes it's a fine line, so pay attention to your body because it usually tells you if you're pushing past that line. So on your next inhale, you're going to reach your hands as far forward as you can to the front of your mat so your elbows lift off the mat. And then slowly lift your hips up, come into a tabletop position. And remove your blocks to the side. If you don't have blocks, you can use pillows, you can use books, really anything that's shaped like this. You can buy these at Walmart or wherever. So stack your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips. On your inhale, drop your belly and look up. Arch your back. And then exhale, round the back and tuck your chin. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, keep the breath rhythmic. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Couple more times. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, it's cow pose. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, cat. Two more times. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Try to keep the Ujjayi breath if you can. Inhale, cow. Last time. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come back to neutral. We're only going to hold downward dog for a couple breaths, so don't be scared. Take the hands slightly forward. You're going to keep your knees bent because unless you're super flexible and you're able to straighten them, that's great. But if not, you're going to tuck your toes and then just slowly lift the hips up towards the ceiling. You start to straighten the arms, push the chest down. The knees can be as bent as you need them to be. And you can start to just pedal the knees out, bend one at a time, shift the hips side to side. You start to get a little bit warm. You don't stop breathing here, keep the breath. You can go as fast or as slow, whatever feels good for your body. So go ahead and come up onto the balls of the feet if you're not already there. Bend your knees a lot. Look forward and take baby steps to the front of the mat. Keep the knees bent. Baby steps, there you go. Keep the knees bent and then just hang over your knees. You can grab opposite elbows and just kind of take a ragdoll pose, let the head relax. No tension in the neck. You can sway side to side if that feels good. You can bounce a little bit if that feels good. Paying attention to your low back. If the low back feels any strain, bend the knees more. Do a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Keep the knees bent, but on your inhale, try and flatten your back as much as you can and look up, look forward. And then exhale, fold again. Deep bend in your knees and then slowly roll up to stand. Just really slowly, one vertebra at a time. Good. Mountain pose. Stand with your feet hips distance apart. Take them a little higher, there you go. Face the toes directly forward. Little bend your knees, not a whole bend, but you just don't want to lock them out. Straighten them a little bit more. There. Take your shoulders, shrug them up to your ears, and then roll them down your back so the chest is open. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor, and reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. If all these cues sound like insane and you don't know what I'm talking about, just stand tall, but keep the shoulders down away from the ears. On your inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, all the way up. On your exhale, drop the right arm, so you support yourself with the right thigh, and take a mini bend over to the right. Inhale, come on back up to center, reach the right arm back up, and then exhale over to the left. Inhale, back up to center, reach up, and then exhale, take your hands down in front of your heart. Prayer position. Just going to do a couple half sun salutations. They're just half sun salutations, just to move a little bit. So we're going to do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, both arms up. Exhale, drop the right arm to the side, and then reach the left arm up and over. Take a side stretch. You can use your right arm to support yourself on your right thigh. And then inhale, come back up to center, reach the right arm back up. On the exhale, drop the left arm and reach over towards the left. Inhale, come on all the way up, both arms reach up, look up. And then on your exhale, bend your knees and just flop over your legs back into a forward fold. Keep the knees as bent as you need them to be. On your inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward. Exhale, fold. Relax the neck. Inhale, roll back up to stand. Reach the arms up overhead. And exhale your hands in front of your heart. Again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, drop the right arm to the side. Left arm reaches up and over. Take a side stretch. Don't push it too far. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, the left arm drops. Take a side stretch up and over to the left. Inhale to center. Keep the breath rhythmic. Look up, reach up. Bend the knees and exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold, relax the neck. Inhale, roll back up to stand. Reach the arms up overhead. And exhale your hands in front of your heart. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale the right arm to your side. Use the right leg to support yourself if you need to. Left arm up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the left arm. Reach the right arm up and over. Inhale, come back to center. Look up, reach up. Bend the knees and spine like you're offering your heart. And then exhale, fold. Go ahead and bend your knees a lot so that you can make your way back onto your seat. However you need to get there. Your knees might crack. Like I'm loose. Okay, so come backwards a little bit to the back of your mat so you can straighten your legs out. You want to flex your feet. Take your hands underneath the sides of your glutes and just kind of move the flesh away so you can get nice and grounded. Then sit up nice and tall. Press the thighs into the mat. Flex the feet. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then on your exhale, you're going to fold. And you don't have to go very far. You don't have to even reach your toes. You can keep your hands on the mat. You can keep them on your shins. You can bend your knees. If you have to bend your knees, bend your knees. You want to try and keep your spine nice and long and keep your heart reaching towards your toes. And again, if you feel any straining in your low back, you're going too far and you need to either bend your knees or come up a little bit. So do hamstring stretch. Hamstrings are directly attached to your lower back muscles. The more flexible your hamstrings are, the more flexible your lower back is going to be. Keep breathing. Keep the breath. On each inhale, you're going to lengthen your spine a little bit more. Maybe even come out a little bit. And then on each exhale, you're going to fold. Only go where your body's going to allow you to. No pain, only sensation. Couple more breaths. And you don't have to worry about reaching your toes. Emily can reach her toes because she does yoga. But if you can't reach them, then that's okay. It doesn't matter. As long as you're feeling the stretch. Doesn't matter if your legs are straight or bent. So go ahead and inhale slowly, come on up. Reach the arms up overhead just to get a nice stretch so you get your spine nice and long again. And then exhale, release your hands to your side. Bend this right knee in, so your right foot goes flat on the mat. Take the right arm right back behind your right hip. Try to keep that arm straight if you can. Try to keep the chest nice and lifted. Inhale, reach the left arm up to the ceiling. And then grab your right knee with your left arm, just hug it. There you go. And then twist to the right. Again, don't push it, don't force it. You can take your gaze over your right shoulder if that's okay on your neck. If it's not, then keep the neck neutral and looking forward. Try to keep the spine long. Keep breathing. If you stop breathing, you twist. Keep lengthening your spine on each inhale and maybe twisting a little tiny bit more on the exhale. And knowing where your body lies. Breath with me. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, slowly come back to center as you exhale and release the right leg back out. Flex the feet. Press the quads into the mat. Sit up nice and tall. One more forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lengthen the spine. Keep the spine as long as you can and exhale, fold. Not worrying about where the hands go. Keeping the spine long. Keep the heart reaching forward. And I lied. We're going to do this one more time. Hashimoto'nasana. Just forward fold, forward fold. Lengthening on each inhale, folding on each exhale. Keep it slow. Keep the breath slow and controlled. Inhale, slowly come on back up, nice and gently. And then this time take the left knee, hug it into your chest. The left foot goes flat on the mat. Take the left hand behind your left hip. Keep the arm as straight as you can, but don't lock your elbow out. Keep the chest lifted. Inhale the right arm up to the ceiling. And then on your exhale, hug the left knee with your right arm. And take a twist to the left. Your gaze can go over your left shoulder if that's all right on your neck. Keep the spine long. No crunching in the low back, that's when you get hurt. So if you're feeling crunching in the low back, you're going too far. Don't push that far. It really doesn't matter. Every body's different, so your pose may or may not look like Emily's. Doesn't really. Breathe in. Lengthening the crown of the head to the ceiling on each inhale. And then twisting on the exhale. Couple more breaths. And your next inhale, really lengthen the crown of the head to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, slowly and gently come back around to center. Release the left knee, straighten the left leg. One more seated forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, flex the feet, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Keep the spine long. You might be able to even reach your head farther if you round back, but that's not what we want. It doesn't matter where the head goes. We're working on alignment and body placement. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. And then next inhale, slowly come on back up. So take the soles of the feet together and bring the knees wide so you're like in a butterfly position. Also called Baddha Konasana or bound ankle pose. So the closer your feet are in towards your body, the deeper the stretch is going to be. So if it feels like too intense, take the feet a little bit farther away. You can grab anywhere. You can grab your ankles. You can grab your big toes. You can grab the feet. Sit up nice and tall. Lift the chest up. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. If this is intense on your hips, stay here. This is good. This is enough. If you can go further and you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can keep the spine long as you fold forward. And if you are folding forward, you can use your elbows to kind of encourage your thighs down a little bit more towards the mat. And then we're not worrying about how far we get, we're worrying about keeping the spine long and feeling a stretch in our hips. And keeping your breath. If you get into a pose and you find you can't breathe, that's a sign from your body that you're pushing too far. And when we don't listen to those signs, we get injuries and tunnels. Really. Couple more breaths. Inhale, slowly come on back up. Take the legs out in front of you. You can scooch forward a little bit. We're going to roll onto our back. And do just a little bit more hips. So take the feet flat to the mat, bend the knees. Take the right ankle and cross it above the left knee. So take the knee out to the side. There you go. Yes. And then farther away your knee is from your body, the deeper the stretch is going to be. So you can just energetically encourage that knee farther away from your body and you'll feel that intensify the stretch in your hips. You can even use your hand and physically move it. Just don't put pressure on the actual knee itself. Push it on the thigh. If you can go further, and this is not enough, you can grab the left hamstring, reach the right arm through and grab the left hamstring, and you can pull the legs close to the chest. Otherwise, just stay here. Go ahead and flex this foot. That'll protect your knee. Keep breathing. Make sure both hips stay flat on the mat. Actually, either way, your hips are going to stay on the mat, even if you're lifting your legs. More breaths. Keep that right foot active. Keep energetically pushing that thigh and leg away from your body, or physically pushing it either way. It's fine. One more breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release the foot back to the mat very gently. And then just windshield wiper your knees side to side. So just flop them over, back and forth, gently. A couple times. Just to release that in your hips. And then switch sides. And when you've had enough windshield wipers, come back to center and cross the left ankle above the right knee, pushing that left knee away from your body, keeping the left foot flexed and active. And again, you can use your hand if you want to, just don't put pressure on the actual knee itself. You're going to want to press into your thigh, not your knee, keeping both hips on the ground. And breathe. And if you want to go deeper into the pose, and I suggest doing the same thing on both sides so that you stay even. It's not going to feel even. One side's always going to feel more flexible than the other, but if you did on the other side, you're going to reach the left hand through the little triangle, grab your right hamstring, and lift the feet off the mat. If you are lifting both feet off the mat, both feet stay active. And flex. And release. And to breathe. And holding your breath. More breaths. You can close your eyes, and your knees closes. That helps you focus on the breath. One more deep inhale. And exhale, release the left foot back to the mat. Both feet are flat on the mat, and windshield wiper the knees side to side gently. Releasing that, let go of it. And when you're done, take the knees back up towards the ceiling, feet flat on the mat. Draw your heels as close in towards your glutes as you can. Try and keep the feet flat on the mat, and then try and keep them hips distance. So I know you can't see them, but usually they're a little closer together than you think. And usually the toes are pointing out and you don't realize it. Emily's are actually good, they're pointing straight forward. So go ahead and tuck your shoulder blades under, just a little bit. There you go. And press your palms into the mat. You can bring them as close as you can towards your body. The more you tuck your shoulder blades under, the easier it will be to get the hands close to your body. On your inhale, you're going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. They don't have to go very high. You can grab a block and slide it underneath your hips at any height. Put it at this height to keep that a little bit more flexibility. And then you can kind of relax them down. But keep pressing the hands into the mat. If you have really flexible shoulders, you can interlace the hands underneath your hips. Otherwise, don't worry about it and just press the hands down. If you are interlacing the hands, you want to keep the hands touching the mat. So if you do that and you find it's too intense, don't do it, and undo the interlacing of the fingers and just keep pressing down. And of course, you don't have to use the block. If you don't use the block, it'll give you a little bit more strengthening than stretching. Either way works. Take a couple more going to give you as much because of the give of the pillow, but like I said, you can get yoga blocks, Walmart, TJ Maxx. I'm not advertising for them, but they're cheap. Reclined kind thing. Keep breathing, even in your back bends. You don't even have to be this high on the block like Emily is. If you want to take it down a notch, you can take it to the low height, which would be like this. And your next inhale, lift the hips up a little bit so you can remove the block. And relax the hips down onto the mat. So we'll do a little twist. What you're going to want to do is just lift your hips up slightly. Take them to the right, just a little bit. Set them down so you're a little bit twisted. And then drop the knees over to the left. Take your arms out to T. Draw your arms through. And if you still feel okay, if you feel you can go a little deeper, you can take your gaze to the opposite direction of your knees. Keep breathing. And now bring the knees back up to center. Lift the hips up slightly. This time take them a little bit over to the left. And then drop the knees over to the right. If you're feeling okay, you can take the gaze to the left. Couple more breaths. Inhale, back up to center. Make your hips neutral again so they're coming directly straight. Take your legs out straight. And then just open the back a little bit. So, your blocks. Again, you can use books. This one, you could probably use pillows, you could roll up blankets. Sit up for me a little bit. We're going to take the first block, and it's going to go right in the middle of your shoulder blades. The second block's going to go for your head. Does that feel right? Do you need to go up a little bit more? And then take the arms out like goalpost arms. So bend them. Yeah, like you make a goalpost. So you should feel this opening in your armpits a little bit. Does it feel like you're opening your armpits in your chest? If you have a really flexible back, you can remove the block that's underneath your head. Most of us are going to want that extra bit of support. It's going to feel, and you, maybe you can remove it, but if it doesn't feel good, there's no point in using it. Just take a couple breaths here just to open the chest, open the shoulders, open the armpits. Good. You should be able to breathe really deeply here. And if this is too much in your arms, you could even put blankets or pillows underneath each hand so they're not opening as much. If you don't have as much flexibility here, you can always prop yourself up on things. Prop to good. Prop to back up your cheek. You can improvise. Couple more deep breaths. Close the eyes if you want to. We're not quite ready for Shavasana. We're going to take legs up to the wall for Shavasana. So that's one of Emily's favorite poses. Go ahead and rock yourself up. Find a space at the wall. Just gonna move your mat so you don't have to lay on the floor. So to get into legs at the wall, you're gonna take one hip, doesn't matter which one, take your right hip, all the way against the wall. So the side, yeah, there you go. And then you're just gonna roll onto your back and sweep your legs up the wall. So that way you're as close as you can get. And once you get there, you can even scoot yourself a little bit. And you can do the same arms, you can do the goalpost arms if you want a little still opening in the chest. You can keep them at your side. You can take one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. If this is hard for you to keep the legs there, you can get a strap, another inexpensive prop, and use it around your legs so that you don't have to use any effort here. Just put them right there. That way, you're not going anywhere. And close your eyes. And breathe. Deep, cleansing breaths. You can let go of the ujjayi breath at this point. And just let the breath be natural. Just let go of any effort now. You're done. You're relaxing. The legs up the wall are getting the blood flow, reversing. And you're good. your left arm as a little like pillow for your head. Into the fetal position. Left side, your moon side, your yin side. The side of your digestion where we purge all the toxins. Very gently, very slowly, make your way into your cross-legged seat, any comfortable seat. And you can sit up nice and tall. Keep the eyes closed if you can. Really draw your hands together in front of your heart. Prayer position in Non-Bendy Yogi. Press the thumb knuckles against your breastbone. See if you can feel your heart